Hello everyone, it's C Money here, and today I will be bringing you a Guild Wars 2 Warrior review. Now the Warrior in Guild Wars 1 and hopefully in Guild Wars 2 is one of my favorite characters to play. I like them for a few reasons. First of all, I like them just for their brute strength, and secondly, I like them because of their awesome armor. Their armor, along with being the strongest, also, in my opinion, looks the best. But the armor stats in Guild Wars 2 will also be comparable to the Guardian, so watch out for that. Now, in Guild Wars 2, the warrior will have the ability to use many different weapons, including close combat and ranged. First, they will be able to use the sword, which is a very fast and agile weapon, which can be either dual wield or you can use it with a shield. Next, you'll be able to use the axe, which is comparable to the sword, but slightly slower and does slightly more damage, which also can be used with a shield or dual wielded. Next there will be the mace, which we don't have too much information on yet, but it's going to be probably comparable to the hammer, but I'll give you more information on that when the time comes. Next there's the war horn, which basically, it doesn't sound like it will be that great, but basically you call in a swarm of birds onto your enemy and it does damage to them, which, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Next there's the greatsword, which is basically just a two-handed sword, which does more damage, but is obviously slower. Then there is the hammer, which is another two-handed weapon that is very, very slow, but it does an enormous amount of damage. Now, as far as long-range weapon goes, we'll be able to use the longbow and rifle, but it might be kind of weird being a warrior with a ranged weapon, but we'll see how that turns out. Now, as far as skills go, warriors will be able to use a variety of different types of skills. First, they will be able to use adrenaline burst skills, which basically is every time you hit an enemy, you will get a strike of adrenaline, and certain skills take certain amount of adrenaline, and once you get enough, you can just use this skill, which does a lot more damage than a regular attack would. Next, there's dances, they will drain energy from your bar, but they will also give you a different profit. For example, if you had a skill that drained your energy bar, but also gave you adrenaline, you can see how that, in a strategic way, it could help you out a lot. Then there will be chain attacks, which is basically 3 skills in rapid succession that only takes one slot on your hotbar. This is going to be a very powerful attack, and I plan on using it a lot in Guild Wars 2. Next, there will be banners, which either buff you or debuff your enemy. The only thing I don't like about these is that other players can move them, which might be a problem if they're not really that great at the game. Then there will be shouts, which is much like banners, being that they can buff or debuff other enemies, and they will also affect very large areas. Last but not least, there will be the charge or hold attacks, which basically means the longer that you hold on to a skill, the more damage that it will do. Well guys, that's all I gotta say. If you're wondering where I got all of this information, I got it off the Guild Wars 2 website. I will leave a link in the description, and I'll see you later.